Happy Mother, take your cookie off the table day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mama bears out there. Mother's Day is also my anniversary weekend, so I was a little MIA this weekend. I'm going to be MIA today too. But I hope all the wonderful moms have had a wonderful Mother's Day, and hope you just had a good day and you got cards and extra love. And little Michael asked me last, "Oh, did you enjoy your Mother's Day?" I said, "Yeah." Then I thought it was, no, I enjoyed it. It wasn't good. He said, "But why, Mother?" He said, I said, I didn't get a lot of hugs and kisses today. He said, "But I did give you hugs and kisses, Mommy." So happy Mother's Day to all the mama bears out there. Happy Monday to you. It's a new week this week. I want to talk about today about if you don't want to have the baby, take the cookie off the table. If you don't want to take care of the baby, take your cookie off the table. I saw a video this weekend of this mom encouraging women not to have babies. Mind you, she got 3 babies. 3 babies, 3 different baby daddies. And she's telling women not to have kids. And it's not like, oh, I tell y'all, do not have children until you are happy, in a fulfilling, healthy, financially stable marriage. Make sure you live your life. Make sure you travel the world, ladies. Make sure you sleep late. Make sure you enjoy you before you get married and before you have children, because when you have children, they do become your life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to say welcome and shout out to all of our new Readiness cousins. I absolutely love you and adore you. I had did some pre-videos and was posting them over the weekend because, of course, I wasn't coming on, girl, to do no videos, okay? But I hope you enjoy those few shorts that I did over the weekend. If you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out for me. I absolutely love you. I adore you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Let's change this book up here, okay? Let's put the Take Your Cookie Off the Table book up here, okay? So if you've been following me for any length of time, y'all know I had a baby at 16. Miss Lexi, sister cousin Lexi, is 29, and the baby is 9. So yes, my 2 kids are 20 years apart. I had Lexi at 16, and I had him at 37. Being a mom is my greatest pleasure next to being a wife. I've always wanted to be married. I've always wanted to have kids. Y'all know I had Lexi and my father in the faith, Pastor Pressure. Oh, let me have a picture of Pastor Pressure. I gotta keep my daddy up here. He said to me, I was about 17, 18. He pulled me to the side and said, "Listen to me. You're a beautiful girl. You're smart. You're intelligent. You're a great mom. You can still get a good husband. Do not have any more children if you're not married. Don't have any more." It's my dad and Lexi. Don't have any more children. And I listened to him. He said, you can still get you a good husband who wants to provide for you and take care of you. And so when I was 21, I was head over heels in love with my college sweetheart. And he said, you need to break up with that boy. He cannot. He said, first of all, he said, you love him more than he loves you. And he cannot take care of you the way you want to be taken care of and the way you need to be taken care of. You need to break up with him. And so my whole time in college, I spent crying because I met him at 19. I spent crying over my college sweetheart because I just loved him so much. But I knew what my dad was saying was right. This is my dad at my wedding at the church. I knew what he was saying was right. And I listened to him, got rid of my college sweetheart, and learned about dating, learn about men, taking my cookie off the table, not dishing it out, believing God, praying, living my life in a way that I can attract my husband. In this book, Moments of Gratitude, I wrote about those moments of gratitude, just me praying and believing God for my husband. This is the journal. If you want to pick that up on Amazon, they're on sale. Because I really wanted God's will to be done in my life. And I've always known I want to be married, I want to be provided for, and I wanted to be protected by my husband. Now, I do believe that not everybody want to be married, want to have kids. I think marriage is innate for women. And there may be a very, 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 very tiny percent of women who do not want to have kids, who do not want to get married and do not want to have kids. And I say that because of Hannah in the book of Luke. She got married young. Her husband died. She was like, listen, I can't be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to spend my days serving in the temple. Young women in those days were supposed to remarry. She was like, I don't want no parts of it. And so she started serving in the temple, and she lived in the temple and died in the temple. So there are some women who don't want to get married and who don't want to have kids, but it's a very, very small percentage. Or there are people who want to get married but don't want to have kids. But I personally think those people who want to get married but don't want to have kids, there are issues. I have never met one person who was married who didn't want to have kids, who was one of those people who didn't want to have kids. It's always an issue. Okay, fine. There's maybe 0.01% of people who do want to get married but not want to have kids. But then there are the people, the women, who want to cry about socioeconomical differences and we're so behind and we can't afford this and we can't afford that, but we keep popping babies out. Like the girl who's on YouTube telling women not to have kids, have 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, and crying about, girl, y'all don't want to have kids because y'all can't sleep late. Well, why did you have him? You had the one. Can you imagine one of the boy, I think is a 12-year-old. You know, the kids these days is listening to videos online. She can't sleep late. So that's a reason not to have kids. But you have 3 children, all under the age of 12, when you should have made that decision after baby number 1. Let's say you got pregnant like I did. Didn't know no better. After baby number 1, ma'am, you shouldn't have went back and have no 2, 3 kids with no husband. And I commented under her video, why isn't your husband helping you? Because she ain't said nothing about no husband. Because if you have a husband, you should be able to sleep late some mornings. Oh, he's almost 10 and he still want me to get up and make him some breakfast. You're his mother. Why shouldn't you get up Saturday morning and make him some breakfast? You're the mama. He didn't ask to be here. You had him. Oh, it took so long for my daughter to be potty trained. Well, why did you have her? Kids have to be potty trained. Some takes longer than the other. This little boy was potty trained. You see all them teeth he had in his mouth? He was 3 years old right here. Do y'all know this boy was still nursing? He was still nursing with all them teeth in his mouth. Little Michael nursed until he was 5. 5 years old. And in 2020, it was COVID, right? Had homeschool on the computer. My husband was like, write the letter, tell them you ain't coming back. I took a 6-month leave. Little Michael, because he was so ahead of the other kids, he would do the lesson and I'm over there on the couch and he would come lay on the couch and nurse. At 5, y'all, he was in kindergarten, still nursing. But that's what kids do. They're babies. They're kids. It makes him comfortable. It makes him happy. It's healthy. I almost got rid of his doctor, which is my husband's frat brother, because he wanted me to stop nursing little Michael. Talk about, well, he's older now. He's supposed to be eating more food. He is eating food, but he wants to nurse. And I told him, I'm going to find me a new doctor. He said, but why? I said, because you want me to stop nursing him. He said, no. I said, no. Why should I give my baby cow's milk when I have good, healthy milk here? Good, healthy. I know what I'm eating. He was like, okay, Miss Thompson. You nurse, he nurse. As long as until you both are ready. And I don't think little Michael was ready to give it up at 5 years old. I had to finally cut him off. Okay, hold on, Alexa Van here. You see, children are gifts from the Lord. That's what the Bible says. Children are gifts from the Lord. Blessed is the man who has his quiver full of them. In another place, it says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that makes me understand, if you can't leave an inheritance for your children's children, don't have them. And how many of you know that on earth, God created us to be servants? Jesus was the biggest servant of all. That's why I wouldn't marry a man who wouldn't serve me, who wouldn't bring me a glass of water, who would think I'm supposed to wash, cook, clean, bring him his plate, but he would never bring me a plate. He can never cook for me. That's why I would never marry a man who can't cook. I grew up with all boys, uncles and cousins, and they all cook. So me marrying a man that can't cook would never happen. Jesus served. Being a parent is your opportunity to serve your children. Love on your children. Do we all get tired sometimes? Yeah. Do we all need a little break? Yeah. Our kids are going out today, and me and hubby, we're going to spend the day just doing stuff because it's our anniversary without the children. But then having the kids, and don't be having no kids, and it's not because you don't want to have kids, it's because you're overwhelmed, you have regrets, you got 3-4 baby daddies that's not helping you with them. You saw the mom that turned her kids into CPS. My heart goes out to her. And some people are mad at her, but I appreciate her turning those kids into CPS versus, she got two kids and 2 baby daddies, and none of them is helping her. So yeah, you're overwhelmed. And she's talking about, I want to get my life in order. You should have gotten your life in order before you had baby number 2. I always overlook over here on this channel. Let me tell you, this is grace. 1 baby, 1 divorce, 1 bum baby daddy, 1 flush the baby down the toilet, 1 alternative lifestyle. Because I think people are young, you're trying to figure your life out, you're trying to figure things out, you're coming into your own. And this is why it is important for us to sit under teachers. This is why the Bible also says, parents, teach your children in the way they should go. And a lot of people do not have anyone teaching them in the way they should go. You should not still be making the same mistakes your mama made and your grandmama made. You need to change your generation line to go in a positive direction. Your kids should not have the same struggles you struggle with. You know, it's college time. And the amount of mamas down my timeline complaining about they can't afford to send the kids to college. Some of those same girls that I went to Essex County with and Rutgers who were taking out those $20,000, $30,000 loans that's crying today for student loan reformation are the same people that's crying that they don't have kids. I have one girl that have two kids graduate and crying on Facebook talking about she don't know how she gonna afford it. I just roll my eyes and scroll on by. So basically, nothing has changed for your generation. You took out 20, 30, 40, $50,000 per semester in student loan. You're in debt with student loan because you didn't have self-control. You didn't get a book to read. You didn't read the Bible that tell you not to get in debt. You haven't paid off your student loans in 20 years. Now your kids are college age. You can't help them. You didn't save for them to go to college. So now they're going to go get in debt to go to college because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And so the generational curse continues. This is why don't have kids. And I go hard over here. You can't afford. You can't take care of. My husband and I, we both make excellent income. And we sat down when we got married and said we could only afford to have two more babies. And the Lord only blessed us with one. We don't know why, but we just submit to the will of God. It just was not his will for us to have another baby. We have another couple friend. They said they're only having one. And I'm like, oh no, y'all gonna have another one. They was like, no, we can't afford to send two kids to private school. And their daughter's getting ready to graduate, and they're getting ready to sell their house and move to a whole other county so their daughter can go to one of the best girls' schools around here. And he talked about $25,000 a year just to send that girl to school. So the people who have good jobs, who can afford children, are not having children. We only having one and two. But the people who can't afford to have children is popping them out like popsicles in the summer. And then we want to cry and complain about inequality. The man's got his foot on our neck. We not making enough money. But you keep producing children you cannot take care of. I posted my community tab of the man who talking, he got like got 100 something, you know, that's how they do over there in Africa. And now the man is 68. He's realizing I can't take care of all these kids. Talk about you, he can't just be married to one woman. So he has all these children who at 68, now there's these kids are going to be in more of a poverty because he couldn't control himself. You have this girl now telling don't have kids after you don't have three kids with three different men and none of them is helping you, none of them married you. So instead of giving good information, like, listen, ladies, do not have kids until you are ready, prepared, married in a happy, healthy, fulfilling, financially stable marriage. That's when you should have kids. And ladies, this is why I don't believe in boyfriends, because we don't have a lot of time. My husband was in his mid-40s when we got married. Do you think I could be in my mid-40s trying to talk about having a baby? Yeah, some women do it, but if he wanted to have a baby, he wasn't going to marry no woman in their 40s to have no babies. So ladies, we don't have a lot of time to waste. This is why I don't believe in boyfriends. I don't believe in wasting time. Go to college, get your education. You can date. Dating is about data. Don't get pregnant. And like my daddy told me, don't have another baby and do not put yourself in a position to get pregnant. In 2024, there is no reason for anybody to be getting pregnant who don't want to get pregnant. Young women, go to college, get your degree or trade school, whatever you want to do. Some of you girls are good with hair or whatever. We're living in this age where People are becoming influencers, and you're being entrepreneurs. Establish yourself first. Get established. Travel the world. See the world. Sleep late. So when the babies come, you're not whining and complaining about they want to get up. Of course they want to get up. Little Michael's 9, and I'm still waiting for him to sleep late. Because as soon as the sun pops the sky, he said, "Oh, mommy, the sun is out. It's time to get up." He's like an old man. Okay. Little Michael's like an old man. Once the sun is up, he's like, "Oh, mommy, it's time to get up." Kids don't need to be in an environment where you're resentful towards them. Little Michael used to nurse 3, 4 times a night. I would put him to bed. Let's say he go to bed 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's babies and little kids and toddlers. 11 o'clock, every 3 hours. 11. He would wake up at 11 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock to nurse. Every 3 hours, he would nurse. And he nursed every 3 hours until he was about 3. I did not get a full night sleep from the day Michael Jr. was born, January 4th, 2015, until he was 3 years old. Because he would get up every 3 hours to nurse. So 2.5, he was getting up every 3 hours. 3 years old, he was getting up. Finally, when he got potty trained, he would sleep through the night. That's when I got a full night's sleep, when little Michael was 3 years old. I was never able to sleep all night because he would get up every 3 hours to nurse. And, he would just find it. But he was in preschool 3 and still nursing, pre-K 4 and still nursing. When he started kindergarten, he was still nursing until I cut him off. But children shouldn't suffer because you're just annoyed. You can't be bothered. They're taking away your life. You want to sleep late. Why did you have them? And the thing you don't realize is kids remember that stuff. They remember you. And when they get older, you think they don't remember. They remember how mean you were to them, how you were resentful, how they didn't feel love. Who was it? Princella, little girl, told B. Taylor that her mama didn't love her. They know that they can feel. You don't tell them you love them. You don't hug them. You don't kiss them. They're dirty. They're nasty. You're not getting them the help they need. Kids pick up on that stuff. And it is not fair for children that you had them. You brought them here. They didn't ask to come here. Ladies, we are the gatekeepers of our womb. Stop giving access to men who are not willing to provide for us, protect us, and take care of us and our children. And then you bring these kids here living in poverty, hungry, because you couldn't take your cookie off the table. And now, because you're bitter, resentful, and angry, you're telling other women not to have kids. No. Ladies, don't have kids until you've lived your life. Go live your life. I believe in living your 20s is for you to live your life. Go travel the world, sleep late, go to school, get your PhD or whatever you want to get. Get your business off the floor, get established. So when you get married, you can now shift your focus to your husband and your children. Remember, I said earlier how we're here to serve. You're to serve your husband. You're to serve your children. Your husband is to serve you. Your husband is to serve your children. Because what you don't realize is you're teaching your children how to be adults, how to be mates, and how to be parents. One of the things I love about my husband is how he loved his parents. He loved his mama. I always tell him, your mama is your G. You know how Jesus is number one in our lives? My husband, no, his mama is number one in his life. God rest her soul. And it really hurts me that she passed before. When my husband and I got married, she was starting the early stages of Alzheimer's, and then she passed a few years later. But I would love to talk to her about Michael, because I look at little Michael and I'm looking at Big Mike and I'm like, she must get this from your side of the family. But love your children. You're not getting enough sleep, send them to school, take a day off work and sleep. Oh, I can't afford to do that. Well, what did you have them? Again, we all get tired. I can't deal with whining. Lou Michael whines sometimes. Like, I will clean poop and vomit. I will clean poop from the front door to the third floor and vomit for an hour before I can deal with 1 minute whining. I cannot stand whining. And God forbid, don't be a grown person whining around me. But that's the time to really take them in your arms and love them. What's wrong, little Michael? Oh, what's going on, little Michael? Oh, and sometimes he just crawl up in my lap. He's, Mommy, can I talk to you? Of course you can. No matter what I'm doing, I'll stop and pay attention to my children, because they did not ask to come here. And my children are my gifts from God, and I am serving my children. I am serving my husband, but my husband serves me too. And he serves our children. Yesterday, my husband cooked all day. My husband cleaned up the kitchen all day yesterday because he's serving me. See, it's give and take. A lot of you ladies are pouring out and nobody else is pouring into you, but that's because you chose a bum to be your baby daddy. And let me just say this, I'm going to do another video because y'all is so in your feelings and emotions, not my cousins, because I say a husband is a choice, choose right. My husband has provided a very good, happy, comfortable, financially stable life for me and Lexi. But I just want y'all to know that even if I didn't get married, me and Lexi would still be okay. We would still be okay. Not as okay as we are now, but we would still be okay. Because as parents, we are to make the best decisions for our children. Stop having kids you can't afford, ladies. You can't take care of them. You can't give them the best life. So the answer is don't have kids at all. No, no, no. Don't have kids until you are prepared to have children. When you've lived your life, when you've gone to school, you've traveled the world, you've established yourself. That's then get married to a good man, a healthy man who could provide a comfortable life for your kids and you. Then you can get married. Then have babies. Because children, they deserve to be in a home full of love and adoration and provision. Kids should not have to hear we can't pay the mortgage, what we gonna eat. No, they didn't ask to come here. That's none of their business. They shouldn't have to deal with that. But if you do not choose right, ladies, and make the best decision for yourself, this is why we ain't got time spending being girlfriends, right? You need to be perfecting you as a woman and being a wife. Don't waste time being a girlfriend. Perfect being a wife so that when you get married, you could pour into your husband and in your children. I love you, my darlings. That's my dad, my father, the faith, Pastor Bradshaw. I love this man. When I say if it was not this man, I would probably want to be one of these bitter, angry women out here on YouTube telling y'all don't need no man. Let's just stop dating men and date each other. What in the world? That's demonic, girl. Because ain't no baby's going to be born. 2 eggs can't make babies. Do you understand? No matter how you put the 2 eggs together, they will never make a human. See, we can change everything else, but God has foolproof how humans are made. You need an egg and a sperm. Two eggs can't make a baby, two sperm can't make a baby. So right there, you know that is not of God, that is of the devil. I have to go. I love you, my darlings. Let me know what you think about this. I don't know if I'll be in the comments. I'm gonna be busy all day, girl. Oh. Love you, love you, love you. Talk to you later. Bye.